One of the things that often gets overlooked in our Western history was the influence of the church and what it meant to people. You know, as late as 1850, they used to say that when you left St. Louis, Missouri, you were leaving the States. And so you left St. Louis, and the next stop really was kind of Independence. And that's where a lot of people turned around and went back. You could get a good deal on a wagon usually after people have been on the trail for a while. But just outside in Missouri is a little place where the trail splits. And there's still a sign there, No Lake, Kansas. And there's a sign, and you take the left fork and it takes you to Santa Fe, New Mexico. Well, it became the Santa Fe Trail. And the other trail was the Oregon Trail that went north and across the mountains. So after the war, after the big war between the states, why people started moving west and little communities started to develop and grow. And one of the things that they found that they were missing when these communities developed was a chance to worship like they had done back in the States. And so a group of dedicated guys called circuit riding preachers used to make the rounds. And most of those guys were tough old birds now. They usually had a suit and a Bible and a rifle and rode a mule. And they maybe could expect to make $30 a year. But they took the gospel west and they came to these small towns, and when they came, my church stopped. The thing stopped and they had church. It might not be Sunday at 10 o'clock. But so they gathered, and so I thought, wouldn't it be great if I could learn some of those songs that they used to sing when the circuit riding preacher came to town and so on and so forth. But what I found out was they didn't have writers like Bob Nolan and Foy Willing and so on and so forth. So the songs that they sang when they gathered were the songs that they had grown up with as kids back in the States. One of the oldest songs, and certainly this song was my grandmother's favorite hymn, but it was a song that was actually written in 1842. So it would have been one of the songs that they sang at those old cowboy camp meetings. See if you know this one. Well, I come to the garden alone, while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ear, the Son of God discloses. Ready? And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. Like singing with a choir. Well, he speaks, and the sound of his voice is so sweet, the birds hush their singing, and the melody that he gave to me within my heart is ringing. Help me now. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. Well, I'd stay in the garden with him, though the night around me be falling, but he bids me go with his voice of woe, his voice to me is calling. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has